Nezha Auto in mainland China won the sales championship in 2022 and became a dark horse among the new forces in car manufacturing. But this glory was short-lived. Since 2023, sales have declined sharply, with a drop of more than double digits. What's worse is that Nezha Auto has recently been reported in negative news, including arrears of employee wages, large sums owed to suppliers, and no progress in its IPO. All signs indicate that the company is facing financial difficulties and operational challenges. Fast Technology reported that recently, Nezha Auto employees revealed on social platforms that the company's salaries were not paid on time last month, and a huge amount of money was owed to suppliers. Everyone is advised to be cautious when buying Nezha Auto. As soon as the news came out, it attracted market attention. Nezha Auto said in its response that the salaries of frontline employees and factory personnel have been paid on time and there are no arrears. However, as the company is adjusting its salary structure, the salary payment of some mid-level managers may be delayed. The company emphasized that this adjustment only affects some employees, not the overall payment of wages. Some employees received a text message notification showing that, in order to promote the long-term development of the company, the salary structure adjustment and performance appraisal plan are under review. The salary of some employees will be paid at 50% initially, and the balance will be paid after the plan is approved. This has also been confirmed by some employees, including those in the Shanghai office, who have only received half of their salary and have not received their quarterly performance bonuses. Nezha Auto, once in the limelight, has been established for 10 years and has achieved brilliant sales results, but its recent performance is worrying. In 2022, Nezha Auto sales reached a new high of 152,000 vehicles, with an annual growth rate of 118%, winning the sales championship. However, since last year, Nezha Auto has faced a reversal, with sales of about 127,500 vehicles, a decrease of 16% compared to the same period last year. As of the first 9 months of this year, its cumulative sales were only 85,900 vehicles, a year-on-year decrease of 12.16%, far from the sales target of 300,000 vehicles for 2024 proposed by CEO Zhang Yang, with only 28.63% achieved, less than 30%. Poor sales performance has put considerable pressure on Nezha Auto's operations. In June this year, Nezha's parent company, Xi'an New Energy, planned to go public in Hong Kong, and the public prospectus also revealed Nezha Auto's current predicament. It can be seen from the prospectus that from 2021 to 2023, Nezha Auto lost 4.84 billion yuan, 6.666 billion yuan, and 6.867 billion yuan respectively, showing an increasing trend year by year. Over the past 3 years, the cumulative loss has reached 18.373 billion yuan. Despite its worrying financial situation, Nezha Auto is still actively expanding its overseas market. As of August, it has accumulated sales of about 20,000 vehicles, and its performance is acceptable. However, expanding overseas business requires huge funds. Nezha Auto's financial situation is precarious. It is urgent to increase domestic sales in the mainland. Otherwise, even if it is successfully listed, it will be a big problem to gain the favor of the capital market. China's new stock investors are going crazy, and securities companies are a bit panicked. As of October 7, 2024, the total market value of A shares has reached 85 trillion yuan, 14 trillion yuan higher than the 71 trillion yuan in 2015. On September 24th, Governor Pan announced the creation of a swap facility for securities, fund, and insurance companies to support qualified firms in obtaining liquidity from the central bank through asset mortgages. The first phase of the operation will be 500 billion yuan, and asset mortgage applications will be accepted starting October 10th. Many veteran stockholders are still waiting and calculating how much stimulus 500 billion can provide. How much capital will enter the market after October 10th? and how many policies will be released in the future. New stockholders, however, have resolutely and vigorously entered the market. A relevant person in charge of Xi'an Securities told the media that since September 24th, Xi'an Securities has seen a boom in account openings both online and offline, with the number of appointments for account openings exploding. The total number of new accounts opened by appointment during the 7-day holiday reached 3 to 4 times the number of accounts opened on September 30th, nearly 20 times the average daily number of new accounts before the market surge. The long-awaited account opening climax caught securities companies off guard. Perhaps due to unfamiliarity with the increased business or the severe layoffs in the past few years, many securities companies had to activate the long-awaited holiday overtime mode. New stock investors went crazy, and securities companies were a little panicked. On October 8th, the first trading day after the long holiday, many securities companies sent open letters to new stock investors expressing similar sentiments. The market is definitely promising, but you should take it easy. Some even offered educational content to new stock investors, covering topics like T+1, price limits, and various newbie forbidden zones. These basic knowledge tutorials are indeed necessary, because many new stock investors shared on social media that they rushed into the market after just 2 or 3 days of cramming with a master. As for the great guru they refer to, whether it's the one claiming big gains for Big Blue after the holiday, or the Shanghai uncle who insists 14,000 is not the top, it remains unclear. In fact, compared with T+1 and price limits, new stock investors should better understand the nature of being leaks. After all, the A-share market is 3 parts bear, 1 part bull, with 8 losses, 1 draw, and 1 win. The leak rate is quite high, so new stock investors need strong psychological preparation. The essence of the A-share market is a policy market. Every round of stock market tragedy and comedy follows the same trilogy: policy stimulus, policy break, and policy rescue. Success is policy, failure is policy, is the core logic of the A-share market, nothing else. Take the 2001 stock market crash as an example. In July 1999, the China Securities Regulatory Commission allowed 3 types of enterprises to enter the market, i.e., state-owned enterprises, state-owned asset holding enterprises, and listed companies could invest in the primary stock market. In September, the 3 types of enterprises were allowed to invest in the secondary stock market. The tap of state-owned assets was loosened, and A-shares naturally rose. The total market value climbed from $2.6 trillion in 1999 to $4.8 trillion in 2000. When this peak was reached, policy changes soon followed. After the Chinese New Year in 2001, regulatory authorities launched a crackdown on irregular behaviors in the market, causing panic among market entities and intermediary institutions. After a series of intense operations, the market was subdued, and the big moves began. On June 12th of that year, the State Council promulgated the Interim Measures for the Management of Reducing State-Owned Shares to Raise Social Security Funds. The message about selling state-owned assets was clear, and stockholders' confidence, along with stock prices, collapsed. On June 14th, the stock index stood at a high of 2,245 before plummeting. By October, a rescue policy to halt the reduction of state-owned shares was introduced, and A-shares dramatically reversed, rising for several days. However, the previous enthusiasm for state-owned capital entering the market was no longer there. This wave of recovery did not last long and turned into a prolonged decline, which continued until June 2005, when the stock index hit a low of 998 points, a terrible sight. During this period, the 3-piece rescue package was also used. Interest rate cuts in February 2002, stamp duty cuts in January 2005, and insurance funds entering the market in February 2005. The effect of the 3-piece rescue package was, as usual, lackluster. It was the equity split reform and exchange rate reform that truly played a role in saving the market and sparked the 2006 bull run. The former limited the scale of state-owned capital reduction, and the latter introduced new capital to the stock market. The mainland is facing a wave of unemployment. Small and medium enterprises are closing en masse.
China's economy is plummeting, with unemployment, bankruptcy, and unpaid wages widespread. Local governments are saddled with huge debts. Big cities like Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Tianjin are filled with homeless people sleeping on the streets at night. If you walk around China's once magnificent major cities at night, it is not difficult to see unemployed workers sleeping in rows on the streets, bus stations, and subway stations. Many families, whose parents are unemployed and have no money to pay living expenses, have to sleep on the streets. Many single mothers with small children live homeless at train stations, scenes that have never been seen before in China. Not only immigrant workers and the unskilled working class, but even highly skilled technical workers and office workers are also facing widespread unemployment. There are many complaints about layoffs, unemployment, and the inability to find jobs. They are all facing the pressure of mortgages, home loans, car loans, children's education, and parent retirement, but they don't know what to do. Middle-aged people in Zhengzhou, colleagues were laid off and shed bitter tears. The blogger Xi'an's working life, who works in Zhengzhou, Henan, recently said that he posted a video on his social media to talk about unemployment, and he didn't expect it to resonate with many people. His words touched the hearts of many. He said that his company had laid off employees. A few days ago, he had a meal with a colleague who was laid off. The colleague said many things with tears and snot. "My heart is also sour, especially bad taste." The blogger said that his colleague was a little older than him, and his hometown was also in the countryside. He has a child. He has a mortgage of more than 4,000 yuan RMB every month, plus a car loan of 1,600 yuan. He said that he never thought he would be laid off by the company, so he didn't save his money. When he was called to the office on the day of the layoff, he said he was scared. When he went home and told his wife about his layoff, he lowered his head and wanted to cry but couldn't. He said that during the meal, his colleague drank a lot of wine and started crying while drinking. He said that the 25th of every month is the day to pay the mortgage, and he had just paid the car loan a few days ago. If he can't find a job, he doesn't know what to do next month. The colleague recently submitted about 20 resumes, but so far there has been no response. Yunnan middle-aged people are unemployed and at a loss. The Yunnan self-media person, Xi'an Mama, said that her husband is unemployed. The resignation procedures were completed in early July. Middle-aged unemployment is really terrible. Her husband was born in the 1980s and has been living in Kunming for 11 years. He worked in his previous company for 10 years and 9 months, and in the new company for 3 months, but he was ultimately unable to escape the wave of unemployment. She said, "Without a source of income at home, we are really at a loss." When people reach middle age, they have elderly parents and children to support, as well as the pressure of rent and living expenses. The employment environment has not been good in the past 2 years, and companies of all sizes are laying off employees. "I heard that many companies in Kunming have closed down in the first half of the year." She said that they have 2 children, and if her husband loses his job, they may end their wandering life in Kunming and return to Chujing. Shandong University graduating students, unemployed after graduation, collapsed. Shandong blogger Happy Leaf is a university graduate this year. She recently said that it has been more than a month since she got her diploma in mid-July. "I found out after graduating from university that college students are really everywhere in today's society." She submits her resume on recruitment software almost every day, but receives very few replies. Every day is spent in self-doubt, depression, anxiety, and despair. 5 of the 7 people in the university dormitory are now unemployed. The current actual mainland youth unemployment rate is up to 60 to 70%. "I am really broken. Are college students without family backgrounds really unemployed after graduation? I feel really powerless after graduating from college," she said. According to the 2024 College Student Employment Survey report released by China Xi'an. As of mid-April, only 48% of graduates received informal employment notices, which is worse than last year. The statistics for the 2024 graduates of Guangdong University of Technology show that the employment rate is only 41%, which means that 60% of graduates have no jobs. Among them, the employment rate of the School of Architecture and Urban Planning is only 9% due to the sluggish real estate market. Really out of money? Beijing also forces people to return unemployment benefits. Shenzhen City, Guangdong Province, requires a large number of people to return the unemployment benefits they have already received, attracting public attention. According to online news, many people in Beijing have also been asked to return unemployment benefits. Netizens are saying it seems that the government is really short of money. Recently, the media reported that the number of people receiving unemployment benefits in Shenzhen has continued to increase, and the Unemployment Insurance Fund has been unable to make ends meet. Since last year, the authorities have begun to publish lists requiring citizens to return the unemployment benefits they had received, claiming they do not meet the conditions. On social media, many Beijing netizens have also revealed that their unemployment benefits have been suspended or even recovered. As early as March 14 this year, Beijing blogger Nana revealed that she received unemployment benefits after being laid off by her company, but unexpectedly received a text message from the Social Security Bureau stating that the unemployment benefits she had received were illegal and had to be returned. She said that she had received unemployment benefits for a total of 10 months since April last year, amounting to more than 20,000 yuan, RMB, and was forced to return all of them. She said, "I searched a lot of people on Douyin, and they also said that they were asked to return the unemployment benefits. If they didn't return it, they were afraid it would affect their credit, etc." She also sighed. It seems that the finance department has no money. Beijing blogger Big Cater talks about Social Security also said that many people were notified to return unemployment insurance within a time limit, and the amount was nearly 25,000 yuan. If they don't return it on time, they will be submitted to the court and listed as dishonest persons. She said that some people are now unemployed and have no source of income. They can't come up with this money, so they can only verify and resolve it with the local Social Security department. In addition, a netizen named Xi'an from Hefei City, Anhui Province, also revealed that she was asked to return more than 20,000 yuan in unemployment benefits. Unemployment rate is high and theft is rampant. Hundreds of private cars in Xi'an had their windows smashed. The Chinese mainland economy continues to decline. The unemployment rate among young people is getting higher, and social problems are emerging one after another. Recently, hundreds of vehicles in multiple communities in Jinan, Shandong, had their windows smashed. Insiders revealed that a gang of young people broke the windows to steal property. On July 19, a video circulated online showing that on a road in Jinan, Shandong, all the vehicles parked on both sides had their windows smashed, with glass shattered all over the ground. The netizen who recorded the video said, "It can be seen that the economic situation is tense. Theft is getting more and more intense. From the bottom to the top, all the cars have been smashed, and there is not a single one left. Now the business performance is not good. The labor force is all over the streets, and the theft will increase. Everyone must pay attention to safety." The police said that more than 100 cars were smashed in total. On July 18, according to the Qilu One Point report of Qilu Evening News, the incident happened at Jinan Yard community in Jinan High-Tech Zone and several surrounding communities such as Greentown Magnolia Garden and Park Hyatt Mansion. The incident occurred around the evening of July 15. According to the report, from the surveillance footage, at least 3 people were involved in smashing cars, aged around 20. After breaking the glass of the car windows, they stole valuables from the cars. Informed netizens said, "It was Magnolia Garden, Wutong County, Park Hyatt Mansion, Jinan Yard, and other communities, with a total of more than 100 cars smashed." The owner of a damaged vehicle posted that the thieves stole everything, even the mobile phone holder and footpads. In the end, even a few cents of coins were not spared. In addition to Jinan, similar incidents have also occurred in Jining and Weishan, Shandong, where not only windows were smashed, but cars were also stolen. The car thieves in Linyi are also minors. Netizens lamented, "Poor people are crazy. There are indeed many people who can't make money, and all kinds of things will happen. It can be seen that life is difficult. When life was better in the past few years, there were fewer such things. This is back to before 2000. The unemployment rate is so high, young people have no jobs. Is it starting now? Another netizen revealed that after her car was smashed, the police not only ignored it, but also restricted her from posting videos to expose it. Last year, my car glass was smashed and it hasn't been resolved yet. I was in Xi'an last year. It was also smashed, and no one cared afterwards. After I posted the video, the network police asked me to delete it. If you can't control the thief, can't you control us? Create a false situation of harmony in the whole society.